Would you rather it be the pig as a Rastaman or a human being?
So you have to put it that way there. Would you rather it be the pig as a Rastaman? Why have to put it that way there?
Because what you put into your body as a Rastaman is a big part of your movement, no?
Yes.
And you're not putting that you're not putting that in your stomach where you're going to excrete it. This will forever be a part of you, you know.
As me say, the spirit and the flesh. You know what I say? Even though you might have a pig heart, Davian, you have the spirit of a lion. You laugh. Yaadman podcast are the one. Yaadman podcast are the one.
Number one.
Yaadman podcast are the one. Yaadman podcast are the one.
real.
The Yaadman podcast. Tell about the Yaadman podcast.
Tell him now.
Yaadman podcast. Tell about the Yaadman podcast.
Boom, Davian and Tonil back again with the number one Jamaican podcast in Murcia, Spain.
Number one podcast in Europe.
And we're coming for the world. We're growing and we're growing steadily. And as per usual, we like getting the begging out of the way in the first 2 minutes.
So please like, share, subscribe, tell it to your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your friends, your book club, your church members, everybody. Tell it to everybody.
Yeah, man, we have an episode for everybody. We don't leave out anyone. We are all encompassing podcast.
Yes,
that word just couldn't come out.
It's a big word. It's a very big word.
We don't discriminate.
No.
We don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate, you know?
Yeah, man. And as per usual, we start off with the hot sauce. The thing that most people only come here for, because apparently you guys only watching 6 minutes of the video. So, the meme of the week.
The meme of the week.
Tony, what do you have this week, bro?
All right, what do you have for me this week, you mean?
No, you start off first, cause...
You want me to show you?
Yeah.
You want me to show you mine first?
Yeah, man. Start off first, bro.
All right.
I need of a good laugh. Like, honestly, this week has been a...
Give you a good laugh. Don't worry yourself, man.
It's been a rough one.
Ready?
Work-wise. Yeah, man. All right. A question. This now got end well. This now got end well.
Come on, wait, man.
This now got end well. You can't see, dog. Fireworks and so much, man. This now got end well. This now got end well. Made us a weird feet, dog. This dog got end well. This was a setup. This is why women live younger than men, bro. This was never going to end well. That was never going to end well. If you see a group of men with fire, it never end well.
It never ends well.
And you tell me say like 20 of them there, and not one man say maybe this is not the best idea.
Yeah, no, nobody. All of them just go with it.
A typical thing, you know.
You know, it's a typical because we don't want to be the man to back out because they will call you up.
Yeah, man, you don't want to be the boring one.
You don't want to be the boring one. You don't want to be the sissy. You don't want to be
the...
You know what I'm saying?
Societal pressure. You know, I guarantee you one person in there will say, yo, this not going to end well. And still they do it. But, you know, give me a good laugh and you just say, yo, ladies, when your man is not home, he's doing something stupid like this.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. All right, Davian, let us see.
My video is more... Oh, man, I got to intro this video now. My video is more of it's based on a TV series. I'm not going to tell you the name of it yet. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Yeah. And I feel like it's a phenomenon that happens in the Jamaican context as well. When Jamaican men go abroad as well.
When Jamaican man go foreign.
And them go far
in. Hey.
This is what happens. Let's see if I want to hear your thoughts on it more than anything. So this one is not really it's funny. It's a bit funny.
Yeah?
It's a bit funny. Honesty, radical honesty is always funny.
True. Just like kids when the kids are just so brutally honest.
Yeah,
And you
man.
just laugh at them. Like how could he say that?
This man is probably one of the most honest men I've seen.
Let's see.
Hoping that your relationship with Stephanie is going to be?
Well, to be honest, I was always thinking that I can be the one to be with Stephanie, so I can move from here and go over to the United States.
Yeah, man. Really,
So when Stephanie told me about taking me over to America, I have a lot of big dreams. All the time, first thing is my family, my kids, my mom, my dad. I can make better life for them. Plus my baby mother, Emma, because she's my baby mother. We lived together 14 years. I love her so much.
Hey.
And I will always take care of her. I never ever in my life ever find someone that give me free money.
Mbo.
So I feel special that I meet someone like Stephanie.
Free money.
What's a free money?
If I marry Stephanie and I have to move out from Belize, I will always think about my kid.
I will always think about my kids.
And the baby mother.
And the baby mother. Have 14 years. Yo, but not like this is always a topic when it comes on to, as you said, when it comes on to Jamaica and I would say the Caribbean on a whole, or like smaller countries or countries that don't have
Third
No.
world countries. Developing
I
nations.
don't like the word third world countries. I would-
Developing.
underdeveloped nations.
I think that sounds worse, bro.
No, we were underdeveloped by the first world. That's why I call them underdeveloped nations.
Okay.
It's always a thing of trying to go overseas to get the best for you, to get the best to get like a good standard of living,
Yeah.
and to send money back home to your family. At the end of the day, we always keep our family closest and dearest to us when it comes on to like these kind of things.
And your baby mother.
And you be a man. There are many ways in which one can find themselves in another country.
Yeah.
Foreign, we like to say.
Yeah.
As a Jamaican, as long as you go on a plane and you take off like this and the plane, get this angle, and then you land somewhere else, you're in foreign.
And foreign.
You know?
And foreign is only United States of America or England.
Yeah. Everywhere else is just somewhere else. And there are many ways to get there. You can get there by love. You can get there by studying. You can get there by work. And if you have the resources, you can get there by business, for example.
True.
But I think the widest open route, the fastest route to go,
Yeah.
is love. Love conquers all in the vein.
Love. Cause alright.
Love conquers all,
So
man.
you know where this video come from?
I've never seen this before. I've never seen this series before.
Alright.
Where does it come from?
So there's a series on TLC called the 90-Day Fiancé. So if a lot of people want to go to America, America has this visa program where you can apply for your partner from another country
Yeah.
and they relocate there, but they have 90 days after I think arriving in America to get married. And then they can start processing like their residency permit.
It's like a race.
Yeah, it's not it's not really a race. It's like you apply for the visa and then you have 3 months to get married. Like it's not that much. It's not that a lot. Like most people just go to the courthouse and get married and sort it out.
Yeah.
But it's always what I noticed with this series. It's always an American, let's say an American and someone from a developing nation, Jamaica, Belize, someone in Africa, someone in Tunisia, someone in the Philippines, and something like that, trying to get to America because they want a better life. And there is always a key thing.
Yeah.
The person from America, most of the time, based on societal standards, is not as attractive from as the person from the third world country. The people from the third world countries are always like good looking people. Because I've seen a lot of these clips where like the men refuse to kiss the women.
My God.
The women refuse to kiss the men.
Yeah.
They just refuse outright anything. All they want is to get to America, get the green card.
Them want a better opportunity. And you have to remember that people follow their resources.
Yeah.
So people try to go towards their resources where their resources are so that they can be better.
Yeah.
As I said, love is usually one of the routes that people take. And I kind of see that trend where you're saying that the person from the, the developed nation wouldn't be as attractive per se as a person who is coming from the underdeveloped nation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes, but not in the case of this 90-day fiancé, but sometimes people from the developed world would go to underdeveloped countries to look for love.
True.
Taking advantage of the situation.
True.
And say, all right, I need love and you need some resources. We can maybe find a middle ground and we can make it work.
It's a transaction.
Transactional
Rent a
love.
dread kind of vibe.
I don't like say it, but yeah, it exists. There's this country. Do your research. Don't follow me. I think it's Gambia, where they say that older women from the UK and Europe would go there to look for young Gambian men.
Virile.
You know them strong African man there. You know
Yeah,
what I
man.
say? They would go to look for them to find love, and as I say, make a transaction, and then in a few time you will see them in Europe or whatever. And as I said, at the end of both people win.
Not necessarily, bro.
No, wait. I think the underdeveloped nations will lose, because sometimes what happens is that they might take the best young people or the best young men, some of the best workforce, take them away from the country.
I've seen some and they don't take the best. They just take what they find attractive.
Yeah,
And take
sometimes where them look for, dog, them look for some, man say, them look for them, them look for something. Man,
no, but see, another issue with this thing is the people from the developed countries, sometimes they take advantage of these people. Like, you think like, oh, these people are taking advantage of them to go to America to make money and send back to them.
Usually it's not the way around.
Sometimes they go there, they hold their passport and threaten to have them deported.
Yeah. Or them have them under some like house manners, all of these kind of things.
He has to cook, clean and everything, and essentially just become a slave to the person.
Basically, yeah.
To me, it daunting.
It is very daunting. And our young men and young women, we have to be very careful about these people who actually come to our countries to seek you out, to carry you over, to exploit you,
But bro, do you think you would be, would you ever do something like that?
Transactional love?
Yeah, like to get somewhere else in life. Like, you're in Jamaica, can't find a job, you have a family to feed.
Yeah.
Baby mother, your 3 kids.
Oh my God.
Your baby mother, your 3 kids. And then a white woman just offer you...
A white or a brown woman?
More than likely it's a white woman.
Yeah, more than likely.
It's always a big fat white woman.
Oh God, David.
Bro, 9 out of 10 times.
I don't want to agree with you, David. But I see your point because I've seen examples. Okay?
Tony,
so I see your point.
It's more than likely it's going to be a overweight white woman.
Yeah.
Going to the Caribbean. Going on the beach. Finding a young stallion. Don't care about anything.
We love them same way, Everybody deserve love. You remember every tick of them wore a bush.
Alright, so everybody deserve love. I don't have a problem with that.
Let me answer your question. If I found myself in a dire situation, that would not be my first response to this dire situation. But it is an option. It's an option that can take you out of poverty, take you out of a bad situation. Because sometimes there's nothing else that can help you about this thing. But moving to another place to look for, greener pastures, as they would say.
New opportunities.
New opportunities. It is an avenue. It's not an avenue that I would like to take. You know what I say? But it's an option.
Alright, Rasta.
Yeah.
Alright, Dread.
You just walk on me. You just walk on me, Dread. No.
No, but you'd be if you were on the beach in Montego Bay and one of these women come up on the beach, you'll be you'll be a prime candidate for them. They'll be like, Dread, check. Jamaica, check. They'll be like, he's on the list. They'll be spear gunning you.
Oh, God.
Capturing you right away, bro.
My God.
You be prime meat.
See what I say. I understand.
I could never do it, though.
Mm.
I don't think my pride would allow it. I would have to actually love the person.
Of course. You know, as wicked as this might sound, you know me hear somebody say, because believe it or not, I'm sure you know people who found themselves in this situation.
Oh, yeah,
and
man.
I know people too.
I know enough people will go out and seek the situation.
Yeah,
I have
that
friends that go on the beaches looking
for this green card or this red card or whichever kind of card.
They call it a something, and I don't even want to say it, bro. I don't even want to
say it, man. But just advise the audience that you're about to say something which might not be as palatable.
This is not me.
But
like, I have friends that go on these beaches and they say they're just whale hunting. Like,
nah.
These are
Jesus Christ, David.
They want a green card, bro, and they see a big green card. It's like Moby Dixon.
David. My God.
All right. You know, guys, I'm sorry, but honestly, if I'm sharing our genuine experience, that's what they say, bro.
No, as in we know how we friend them talk and whatever. Yeah. I can picture like some of my friends like making this joke or whatever.
Yeah, man. That's why Jamaicans have that stereotype, bro.
Yeah.
We have that. We have a wicked stereotype in America. American men, they always make that joke.
You say we just a local man for
No. So we like white overweight women. Like, if there's a white overweight woman on the market, they'll be like, send her to the Jamaicans. They'll snatch her up.
You know a thing though. I don't want to get too political or I don't want to get too in people's feelings, but I feel like sometimes when it comes to like this kind of case,
yeah,
the so-called, these are not my words, people, don't quote me, but the so-called undesirables of society are the ones who you would find going to lure these people who need this opportunity.
True.
Because when the society reject them, them look for somebody who will accept them.
True.
You know what I say? Sometimes even those people might not find it at home. Just like how we might not find the opportunity at home, they might not find the love that they might be looking for at home. So they would go outside as an undesirable.
And it also, we are talking about it and from the man side. Yeah. Also, these men from America, they go.
Oh God, man, we know this.
They go to.
We know this.
They go to Africa. They go to Jamaica. And they do the same thing. They find a woman there, bring her back. Essentially, have her hostage sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I think that one is probably scarier.
It is. You know why it is scarier? Because to be 100% honest, the chances are you'd find a man in that situation more than you'd find a woman in that situation. You know what I say? And in the case of the women, as you say, sometimes it ends up bad. You know, sometimes they're happy. But at the end of the day, there's always this air of
caution, bro.
Always caution.
Because I would not let my daughter or sister or anyone do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't care how much in love she says she is. I need to make sure, like, this man is going to take care of her.
Because the person going to carry her overseas, there's no way you can, if this person is like mistreating her or whatever, you can go to their house and help her or what. You have nothing.
You're in Rome.
You can only make a phone call. That is if she can't even make a phone call.
Yeah, months go by, you don't hear from her.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, man.
Not good by any means.
I wouldn't recommend this. I would say, people, if you find someone like this, make sure the love is real. Make
it be real. Let it be true love. You know what I say? Yeah. Don't let it be a transaction.
Don't do it for the opportunity. And if you're doing it for the transaction, be open and honest. Put it on paper. Or just be straight to the point. Like this guy, he was very straight. He's like, I'm coming here.
Yeah.
And he's saying this on international TV. Not international TV. That he's doing this for his wife and kids. And And the woman is gonna watch that back, and maybe she accepts it like, well, he's doing this, but he's giving me this. He's giving me the opportunity to have partnership, but he's honest with him, and I respect that, bro.
Honesty is the best policy. Always,
I respect that.
Always
All
the
right.
best policy.
All right, kind of done with that. I have a moral dilemma for you this week.
Let's not make the sound.
No, Daniel actually liked it. If you watch the video, he said it was good with the moral dilemma. I have a different form of moral dilemma this week.
All right. So, the moral dilemma.
He like
Dog, me not just say we're not gonna make the sound of it.
it just come up. All right. He's the reason why, because he should not have put such a good song. Though it's catchy. I think everyone
Catchy.
watching just said the moral. All right. I need you to confirm some questions for me, right?
All right.
So there is context.
Mm-hmm.
You are a Rastaman, right?
Tried and true.
Tried and true, religious perspective and stuff like that.
Spiritual.
Spiritual aspects of Rasta, and you practice some of the rules and the regulations of it.
As best as I can, you know?
All right. Such as being like a pescatarian, which you've said many a time.
No, Davian. Rasta don't eat fish.
You're
But as we say, I am trying.
mm-hmm.
You know, everybody won't exactly follow the same rules. There's no one set of rules to be a Rasta.
Okay.
You know, but as long as you true to yourself at the end of the day, you're not trying to deceive yourself.
So Rastafarianism is Rastafari is essentially
Yes.
a journey of self-growth and discovery as well. You can put it in those terms. Like you're always growing more, you know, to reach a certain standard. Like you never truly reach, you're just living a certain lifestyle.
There's always levels you can attain to this thing. There's never one level that you get to that you'll be stuck at.
All right. What's one thing that you can say no Rastaman will ever do? If they say I'm a Rasta, this one thing they won't do.
Wow, you're buffing me with that.
Like the one thing you think like, no matter what, I'm a Rasta. I won't do this. I'll do everything.
Alright, a Rasta man will never denounce that he's a Rasta.
Never denounce.
Even if, for example, he was a Rasta let me give you an example. You have some Rastas that they would have their locks in the beginning, and something might happen, the locks might get too heavy and start to break their neck, or they find themselves in some situation and they need to cut their locks or whatever.
Yeah.
But them always tried and true to Rastafari.
You don't
Inna
have
them
to
roots.
dread to be Rasta.
You have to dread to be Rasta, that
Eh?
mean.
You have to?
Have to. If you see yourself as a Rasta, why you not going to dread as to be a Rasta?
Yeah, but like you said, like, imagine if you have a medical condition, alopecia, and you start go bald. Like
But that is talking about if you never did have your locks.
okay.
If you did have your locks,
Mm-hmm.
that different. But you know what I say?
Well, what if you could never like grow locks?
I will let chant Rastafari same way.
Okay, fair enough.
Your mother forsake you, your father forsake you, Rasta will take you.
Okay. All right. What another thing like where everyone know Rasta don't do?
Rasta don't deal with iniquity, with folly.
All right. You're not giving me the answer. What?
I know, look for some. I don't know if it. As in, I'm trying to think about the pillars of Rastafari.
All right. Look on the diet of Rastafari. What's one thing every Rasta won't do? A churras.
The pork.
They won't eat pork.
Don't eat the pork.
All right.
Yes.
This brings me to my moral dilemma. You don't eat pork.
No.
You will never eat pork.
Never again.
Okay. So I was watching a TV series this week, The Good Doctor.
The Good Doctor.
The Good Doctor. Wicked.
Yeah, man, I've heard
wicked
about
TV
it.
series, like, you know, someone working on the spectrum and, you know, gifted youth, functioning in a hospital. If you haven't seen it, check out The Good Doctor. A great series, 6 seasons. And I started season 6 this week. And in it, he had a patient come in, and the patient needed a heart transplant. And when the patient needed the heart transplant, they were saying, you know, they got the heart. He's at the top of the list. Got the heart in the surgery, opened up his chest, ready to make the transplant. And they realized that the donor heart was damaged, so they couldn't make the transplant. So they had to close him up back and put him on a machine to keep him alive. He's still at the top of the list, waiting for a heart to come in. And the conundrum in the episode is to find a heart for this man before he dies. Because the machine can only keep him alive for so much amount of time.
Yeah.
And they were thinking of different ideas. You know, obviously the best idea is to find a new heart, wait for someone to, you know, pass away and give him the heart. Right?
Yeah.
The doctors were like, we can't wait on this. We need to find another solution. The other solution was getting a genetically modified pig and getting that heart transplant there.
From the pig.
From the pig. Because, you know, there are certain organs in certain animals that we can have transplanted. Especially if you genetically modify the animal.
Yeah.
In this case, they would be able to transplant the pig's heart into the man. And that would give him a few more years of life. If he didn't reject the heart.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if you as a Rastaman, God forbid, or Jah forbid, that you have some heart problem in the future. Jah forbid, if you have some heart problem in the future, Tonil,
Yeah.
and the only solution is to transplant a pig's heart
Mm-hmm.
in place of your heart, would you accept the pig's heart as a Rastaman to live?
Well, you know, Davian, one thing I learned about life is when your time come, don't try stay longer than your time.
But
You know? But being of the head that I am, I know that science has seen modern revelations when it comes to these things. These things do happen. I have to understand, even as a Rasta man, if you still decide, say, you know, you're in a dire situation, you need the heart to live, you know, you just need to survive. There's a way where you have to separate spirituality from the flesh.
Okay.
The flesh is the flesh. The spirit is the spirit. Two different entities, but they're one in the same. Because the spirit control what the flesh see.
Okay.
You know?
You get what I say?
So, in the end, if it's a dire situation, honestly, and that is the only way that I have to, this is the only avenue that I have, then I'll be open to try it.
You would put the pig's heart in yours, but you won't eat the pig.
Yeah, but look at it this way too. This might even by, as I say, a modern revelation for science. And instead of like doing a lot of heart transplants with humans, you have to look for a specific human. This might be a way to revolutionize the medical field for people who need heart transplants.
Okay.
You know, you have a pig farm over there, you grow them. Even though this sound very immoral, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for the vegans and the animal activists.
My brother.
And I'm gonna love this one.
You're not gonna like this one, but
Before you finish answer, I would like the vegans and the people that the animal lovers put your thoughts about this in the comments. Like,
I would like to know
do
their
you think
thoughts.
it is justified to sacrifice an animal to save a human life? To sacrifice, let's say, a pig to save a man with a family?
as I say, I wouldn't be close to the possibility, but naturally I would try to find a human donor first.
So you'd want a human to die so that you could live? Because that's the only other option. Is a heart. Someone has to die for you to live. So is it going to be a human or a pig?
But you know, I don't think you don't quote me. But I think there's a way where you can actually have a heart transplant without actually like killing somebody. Somebody, I don't want to say this
Somebody
again.
just done it.
No, wait the man. Somebody who might find themselves on their last
Yeah, but
in this world might say, all right, I know I'm going to leave, I'm going out, I'd like to donate my heart.
that's what most people do. But in order to get that heart, that person has to be unalive. Like, that person has to pass away. Like, you can't get it for a heart from a living person and they get up tomorrow and go to work.
But with their consent.
No,
It's different that way.
No,
With their consent is saying that, okay, you're doing this by my good, and if I give you my heart, I give you my heart without any evil.
Are you trying to say like the pig can't give consent? Because
the pig will never give consent.
Yeah, because
The pig will never give consent.
because there's no any transplants nowadays. You have to put on your little card that you're an organ donor on your license. Most license, you see it, you're an organ donor. The big plus sign there, you're an organ donor.
Definitely, yeah.
So it's not a matter of consent. It's a matter of me saying like a life has to be lost in order for you to live. Would you rather it be the pig as a Rastaman or a human being?
So you have to put it that way there. Would you rather it be the pig as a Rastaman? Why have to put it that way there?
Because what you put into your body as a Rastaman is a big part of your movement, no?
Yes.
And you're not putting that you're not putting that in your stomach where you're going to excrete it. This will forever be a part of you, you know.
As me say,
You
the spirit and the flesh. You know what I say? Even though you might have a pig heart, Davian, you have the spirit of a lion. You laugh. It's
two different dynamics, like of a pig and a lion. A lion is like, you know.
And a pig is just...
Yeah.
yeah. It's an interesting moral dilemma, this. You know? And you really make me think when you say, you know, what is one thing a Rastaman won't do? But my answer is really true. A true Rastaman will never denounce Rastafari. Will never denounce Rastafari. If they do, it means they never true from the beginning.
Yeah. Well,
you were trying.
So you're saying like Peter denying Jesus. Peter was never truly.
Peter was confused, but in the end, him get the keys to heaven. There's forgiveness.
All right.
You know?
All right. I still say, yo, you actually make an informed decision. You don't make a lot of people would be like, I'd rather die.
But the thing is, David, me can tell you that too, you know, David, because honestly, me believe that way there too, you know. Because me not free, as in. Alright, let me ask you one question. If you, God forbid, knock on wood, you know? If you for go away, if you for make the journey to Zion tomorrow, would you be happy with the life that you lived?
So far, I think anyone that says they're happy with the life that they live haven't truly self-reflected. I feel like it's a journey every day, trying to be better, personally. Because
It's a fight.
I've made bad choices, a lot of bad.
I think we are. Don't be too hard on yourself.
A lot of bad choices, but my thing is, the next day I want to make better choices. I want to learn from the bad choices.
Always, that's a goal to try to learn.
I can't say, oh, I don't know where the scales lie for me. I don't know if I'm going to end up in Zion or in heaven or wherever, because I don't know how things are weighted, you know.
Understandable.
But deep down, I would like to think that I'm a good person, and I think based on that, I think hopefully I'll make it to Zion. But I eat pork. You know what I'm saying? But and I think I'm a good person. There is going to be another man that has, slaughtered people, and in his heart he justifies it and still feels like he's a good man. Yeah. So
who's the judge? Who's the judge, Rasta?
Who's the judge? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I hold myself to a higher standard because I want to, as I said, learn from my mistakes, and eventually when I have children, I want to impart certain values to them.
Yeah.
So that they can live a good life, but not only a good life, but a life where they are good for the world.
You mean a meaningful life? They should live like a meaningful life.
Yeah, contribute to the world, make the world a better place, make their family better. Those values are not easily found nowadays. Not
necessarily. Or I think they're not easily found, and they're usually overlooked.
Exactly.
They're usually overlooked.
And it's so easy to go down the wrong path. Like there's the wrong path.
Yo,
the wrong path is slippery. So once you slip, you might just slide all the way down.
You might just slide, yeah.
The good path is always uphill.
The road to destruction, David,
is a easy.
It's
journey.
wide.
Yeah.
The road to righteousness is very slim.
Very narrow, tight.
Yeah, man. Yes.
You see what I'm saying, bro? I'm trying to put it in a way where I can say I know that I'll go, but honestly,
I
don't know.
Yeah, the one will never know. And we'll never know.
And I wish I could sit here beside you, bro, and say, yo, I've made the best decisions. I know that every decision I've made has been the right one. I'm gonna make it. But if someone come to me with that mindset that tells me that they've made all the best decision, immediately I don't trust them.
But I kind of see what you're saying. But if somebody said that to me, I would like to sit down and talk to this person to see what kind of person they are before I cast any judgment upon them.
That a judgment upon them is just based on my internal battle and struggles. I find it hard to believe that they can come to that. But then again, people self-actualize.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to meditate more. Reason with myself, spend more time alone in the darkness and meditate and find my true self, or all that mumbo jumbo bullshit. But
no, it's not mumbo jumbo bullshit. It's a hard journey, you know that, to tell you the truth. It's a very hard journey. It's a very lonely journey. It's a very awakening journey. And it's as we said before, it's a journey that never stops.
yeah,
You can never stop learning about yourself. Every day you change, you know. I always have this philosophy. From I've been younger, I always say, people change every 10 years. Look on yourself 10 years ago, how you used to think, the things you used to do, your
True.
diet, your
True.
friends.
True. The thoughts I had when I was 18, 19, 20.
It's not the same thoughts I have now.
True. The things that I place value on then.
Not the same
thing
exactly.
now.
Some things might be the same, you know what I say?
The core.
The core, because I believe, I believe I have the same core
Yeah.
from a young age, you know, dog. I just that me never really show it. Me never really. I'm most kind of not a soft-spoken person, but me the kind of shy. You know what I say?
But that's
But I was a sponge. Me used to absorb so many things.
Yeah.
And then remember, like, consciously remember, like, one day, when the adult them are reason, because I'm always around people older than me. My friends older than me, you know,
Yeah.
uncles, aunties, whatever. And I start to reason with them. And after that, it's like them respect you more. You know, them say, where the youth you come from with them kind of headspace or whatever, you know? And you find yourself you can reason with them. Because not every teenager can reason with a big person, and it makes sense, you know.
True.
You know what I say?
Someone.
So I feel like at the core, most always the same. But you know, I've been adding things on my journey, on this journey of life we call life.
Yeah. And you ever
You know?
realize that whenever you talk to someone younger than you and they have a mindset that you did at that age, and you're like, wait until you reach this age.
With certain things, yeah. And sometimes I say, I hope you keep on this same road.
Yeah.
You know?
For example, like when you're younger, you put value on certain things that when you get older you don't anymore. For instance, you put value on making more money when you're younger. Like when you're 20, 25, 20, 20
Money
to 20,
is the deal.
you're like, I need to make a lot of money to take care of my family. You need to make a lot of money. You need to be
You
successful.
just need money. You just need money. Lots and lots of it.
You're driven by it.
Yeah.
You will give up time with your friends, with your family, you know, with everyone around you just to make more money. But once you reach a certain age, this fly.
man. Jesus
One
Christ.
fly. Once you reach a certain age, bro,
Yeah.
let's like for me now, spending time with my friends
Yeah.
is more valuable than making money.
I would say the same.
You know?
I would
And if I
definitely
tell
say the
this
same.
to a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old, they'll be like, I can make more friends.
Until you find out that you can't really make the same friends or have the same relationships
Same connection,
as
bro.
before. You know?
As a 30. Another thing. Oh, that brings me to a question for you then.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather $1 million a month and you're alone, or 100,000 a year where you have your family and friends around you for the rest of your life?
Give me the 100,000.
You see how easy you come to that, bro?
Yeah, dog. $1 million, but in loneliness, rough. You might end up eat the $1 million. You might end up hate the $1 million and start burn the $1 million.
Because true happiness now come down to that.
No, money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy happiness in our life.
You see what I say? It's a different mindset. Next thing, even if we bring it back to the more carnal stuff, with women. When you're younger, as a man, Jamaican man, they're like, get enough girl, get a lot of girls, you know, spread your seed, use the testosterone to its fullest.
Yeah.
But when you get to a certain age, you realize like
You can't keep up with the game. Is it that you
So-
can't keep up with
no.
the game? You find out say it don't make no sense, or you find out say you're spending a lot of money and a lot of time
yeah.
on these things, and it not filling you up as you feel it would fill you up.
That's that for
You
me.
know what I'm saying?
For me, that's it. You're just not as fulfilled.
Yeah, exactly. You're just not as fulfilled when you actually get there.
Yeah.
When you walk, when you get to the gate, you find out say, okay, this. When you enter the gate, you see the house.
Yeah.
You say, all right. And it just don't fulfill you.
Yeah. Cause when I picture it, bro, I don't picture going home and say, let's say I have 3 girlfriends or 4 or 5 girls.
No make no sense.
I don't picture that as true happiness. I just picture that when I see that, I just see that as stressful. Whereas I go home, my wife, my kids there, true happiness.
Definitely.
You know, there's the simpler things, and trust me, you know me. I'm coming from a mindset where I was like,
Brother, the whole away.
take on the road,
The whole away. Them train with some.
conditioned.
It's in the culture. Are we say, a man fi have enough,
Yeah,
and girl in a bungle. Girl from Rima. You
And the
know?
next, that normally say, yo, the best is the next one.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I know what other thing where them love say? And say one pussy kill cocky.
Who's the kill cocky?
Say one pussy kill cocky dog. We don't know. I've been like when I was growing up, I see that a lot, you know.
And you used to feel like, you see,
You feel like them it's like them drill it in your head. Them drill these things in your head. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You
man.
actually want to see it and feel it to see what it be like. So you know you get curious. And it's, as we say, it was a culture.
Yeah, man.
It's a culture, you know. But then the same artists where you sing man fi have enough girl and girl in a bungle. When them get older, them themselves say, you know, this never make no sense, whatever. One girl. And you're like, what? After me follow you for like the last 15 years, and now you gotta tell me say,
One burner.
one burner, what is supposed to mean? What am I do with my life?
Yeah.
My 15 years of my waist, we could have a meaningful relationship. Probably some kids and a
Connection.
marriage out of this
All right.
relationship.
All right, that brings to another. Sorry, guys. I know we're deviating. This episode,
Yeah.
we're going a lot, but it brings me to another question now.
Yeah.
All right, so you live this lavish lifestyle and you have a lot of girls and stuff, and you get, let's say, you get 3-4 of them pregnant. Because if you're sleeping around a lot,
Chances are you might find yourself.
you know, your seed will spread.
Yeah.
You know, pollination.
Pollination. It has spread through the ear. What's the pollination?
Refill the Amazon. Pollination, you know? Pollination
Our
to build.
seedless germination.
Yeah, pollination to build a nation. Like, next thing now, you have 4 or 5 baby mothers. And now, here's one man. Can you truly be a father to all those kids?
You will never. I don't feel like you will truly be a father. You might be able to take care of them based on your financial situation, but being a true father, spending time with them, giving them all the love and the care and the time that they need to grow, that will be missing. And if you don't give them, they will actually try to find it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is usually the case. I would want to say, I'm not sure, but what I see is usually the case. Let's use examples of like famous people who have like 10 kids with 6 baby mother. You know?
A ninja man.
Nin-
I'll put that video there. Put that video here, Daniel.
Please, I beg
Put
you.
that video here.
How many children do you have?
23, 22 baby mother. Real bad man.
23. That,
What's it? 20 picnic,
23. Pitney.
23 baby mother.
22. Baby mother.
Real bad
Bad.
man. Yeah. But no, that no work. I don't feel like, you know me, they know when I'm picking them. Go to school when I'm picking them.
Well, the odds are you would.
Yeah, we used to study biology together in a 6th form.
Yeah.
But yeah, 23 baby mother, 23 kids. How you actually going to spend time with all of these kids?
Yeah.
Well, you choose one or you choose 5. Come spend Christmas with me, or you choose 10. Come make we have a vacation. You choose how you do
and
that.
Those aren't the core moments for any child, bro.
Exactly. Warm to the day to day. How him eat? Who actually give him the food?
Yeah. You might be spending, you'll be like, oh, but I have the money, I can take care of them.
No, you can take care of them, but you can't actually give them love and all the things. You can't give them the soil that the plant needs to grow.
Yeah, man, I like this plant analogy.
You know?
you don't pollinate the plant and then you don't come back and water it and ensure you
No,
get
don't be
enough
like the
sunshine.
bees, man. Just going around leaving pollen everywhere.
You know?
Yeah, you know? It don't work. It don't work, Davian. The bag of baby mother don't work, man.
Unless you find a white woman and
yeah.
carry her foreign and you send back money for your baby mother.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh,
Aye.
serious now. Speaking of making babies,
Last week we say we were about to roll out some of our top love-making songs.
please use these songs at your own discretion and use protection.
Yes, we're not promoting anything. We're not saying you should go do anything. And think about it. Can love really be made? Love is already there. It can be made. It's already there.
Maybe the baby is the culmination of the love. You make the baby.
You make the baby, you don't make the love.
The baby is love.
Love is always there.
Alright. Depends how you look for it, bro.
Yes. So how we doing this? You want to give me one, then I give you one?
I want a man give me no. Alright, Tony's tunes this week. We're going to have some, I think we're doing our top 5 love making songs, different genres and stuff. Last week we gave you a taste.
Yeah.
And a lot of people put a few in the comments.
We like that. We
And I
like that.
And some of those tunes were bangers.
Yeah.
Tunes that I haven't heard for a while, you know.
Years.
Banging tunes. And I'm like, I need to add these to my list. All right. So I wrote down my list. It was hard to write down my list, bro.
It was hard for me to, honestly, Davian, right now, I can tell you, I have
Oh,
like...
God, you're scrolling, bro.
Wait. No,
You're
wait.
scrolling. You're scrolling, man. It's just a da-da-da-da-da. How long you making that baby for?
You have to make a good baby.
You have like a 2-hour playlist. I have like a 2-hour playlist of blood clot.
God. Hold on. And every second, I kidding not, every second, a new song keep coming to me.
That's what I'm saying. These songs that make you feel that. All right. Pick your top 5.
All right, top 5.
And then we can do honorable mentions.
All
and
right.
even this top 5, I don't think it's my top 5 because I will hear a song and I'll be like, this one rock.
needs to be.
You know? But let us know if you disagree with those. So, you want to go first or me first?
All right, me go first. My first song.
Imagine if we have the same songs. No, mine are written down, so I won't change anything. That's why I wrote them as well. So we can see.
All right.
Imagine.
All right, hold on. I'm going to show you my 10. No, I'm not show you my 10. It's all right.
Show me just sort of your top 5.
Yeah, I have like 10 songs, but I'm going to name 5 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first song, and this song, for me, I don't know Rasta, but this song, it give me a funny feeling inside when I listen to this song. You know what I say? And me can tell you also, Davian, I make love to that song before to dog.
I make love to all of them songs.
So you have a playlist already, yeah. So my first song on the list is Eternal Light by Chronix and the Free Nationals.
Reggae. Man start off with a reggae.
No, it's a R&B song, that one, you know.
Yeah?
R&B, yeah, man.
But I think a reggae. But Chronix tone always sound reggae.
But you want to hear Chronix on the R&B song, dog?
Yeah? I have a Chronix on mine as well for some reason.
Alright, so that was my first song. Eternal Light by Free Nationals and Chronix.
Okay. Now go through your old man
Melis?
so we can clip it.
Brrr, go to what?
Go through your own them so we can clip it.
Alright, David. The next song on my list is no other than No Air by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown.
Combo class.
You see your face?
That tune.
Hey, me I tell you. And another one that I have on the playlist, It's a reggae song. Everybody can relate to this song. And this song is called Intoxication by Gentleman. You know that one, yeah?
No, I don't know.
Intoxication by a certain kind word.
Oh, yeah.
I will admit that you suit my mind, girl. Yeah, man. I want them.
German gentleman.
Yeah. Number 4 on the list is a song that, another song that give me a funny feeling inside.
Bro,
From the
watch how you saying funny feeling, bro. Why?
It give me a love feeling. It give me a love feeling.
Yeah, but why for the funny feelings, bro? Why for the funny feeling? Why for the funny feeling? Like it just why for the funny feeling?
Alright, this one is the greatest love song of all of ever.
Yeah.
Turn Your Lights Down Low by Bob Marley and Lauryn Hill. Turn your lights down low. You know that one there?
That song there is a very controversial song.
Very controversial.
Yes, that-
But you know.
Sometimes you need the drama to spice it up.
Of course, of course. And the last one, I honestly don't know what to choose for my last one, but I will choose Never Find by Jacure. You'll never find no one in this lifetime to love you like I do.
Bombokla. John!
So those are my 5. And you want me to name some honorable mentions?
Yeah, man, do you know chance?
Alright, so honorable mentions are Stars Aligned by Lila Ike. Longing For by Jacure.
Yeah.
She's Royal by Taurus Riley. And just one more. Sorry, people. Lightning by Mortimer.
Lightning? I don't know that one, you know.
Your love struck me down, lightning. Ooh. Thunder in my soul, baby.
Mortimer is the one that you in the music video for, though.
Yeah. We can put this too. Can we?
Yeah, probably we can download it and put the music video, bro.
Without the song.
Tonino's a star. Alright. Mine is a bit
Yes.
different, bro. I'm kind of happy about that. That means we have different. Because all the songs you put, I can see them on a playlist,
Yeah.
but on a different vibe.
Get you. Yeah.
Mine is a... No, pause. You can't get me. Alright. This one, I can't catch the notes for this one. So my top 5, not even top 5, just 5 of my favorite
Yeah.
love-making songs on my playlist would be Shane, Breathless.
Bumbo clot. You know something have it now, but me say me not gonna put. Yo, but you always surprised when you come out to music and that video. Me tell you the truth, the dog. Yo, we love it. We love it. We
That's
love it.
one.
We love it. So say it again. Say it again.
Shane, Breathless.
Shane Ward.
Yeah, man, Breathless. Alright, Tyrese.
Bumbo clot.
Which one? Sweet Lady.
Hey! again.
Tune your butt, dog.
Yes.
And I have some tunes here, bro. And I'm trying to pick out, even though
It was
I'm
so
trying to
hard
pick.
for me too. It was so hard
Alright,
for me too.
Boys to Men, I'll Make Love to You.
Oh, Bumbo clot. That is a real love making song. What do you call it? Boots knocking song.
Bro, it was tough.
Yo.
And then to speed up things a bit, J Holiday, Bed.
Jesus Christ, I sang the dog.
And there's a Jamaican song that I couldn't leave out. I couldn't leave out a Dexter Daps, bro.
Wow. True.
Bring It to the Owner.
Bring it to the owner. No, yo. Yo, yo. That's a wicked tune, them there. Wicked tune.
Dog, it was hard.
It did hard. I understand.
And I also have a honorable mention.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put a Marvin Gaye, but I was like, you know what, those are sexual healing, all of those, those are a bit
yeah.
corny. You know,
I understand.
you know
Yeah,
they will be there, but, everyone will have them.
Mm-hmm.
The birthday 6, Jeremy? Yeah?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it's our
yeah.
birthday, you have to put on this one. You know?
I remember when that song came out. People rinsed that song for about 2 years.
Alright.
2 years. Everywhere.
And to be on the more Jamaican side, Chronics, honorable mention, Rain Music.
I like that song there. You know?
That tune there,
Love that tune
that
there.
tune
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
calm and mellow and make
Yeah.
you just feel, just connected with her on a different level.
Yeah, man.
On a
'Cause
different level.
when you do it in the rain in the dog, it's
Yeah.
a heavenly feeling. you get the approval from the heavens.
The blessings.
You get the blessing.
And you know what I realized, bro? From the tropics, whenever it rains, it's like you just want to make love.
Yeah, man.
I don't see people get that vibe here because in Europe it rains so much. Like
It's true, you know. You know, it's true, dog.
whenever I tell a girl like when it's raining, like instantly
Right.
nature start call for me more.
Yeah, man, understand, yeah. But here, people not really fascinated by the rain or them don't get the same feeling as we get when the rain fall.
Yeah.
Maybe them need some zinc house to hear the rain pitter patter on the rooftop. I don't know. Something. I don't know.
And the last one, honorable mention, Movado, Destiny.
Destiny, which song?
My
is it?
destiny.
Says our destiny.
Yeah,
Says,
next-
says
next
our
to me.
destiny. Get next to me. Is
Yeah,
that you love it?
next to me.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
tune only because when I was in high school, I went to like a little fete, and a girl gave me the best wine of my life.
It's wine for that song.
I know the
Yo.
best wine of my life,
Yeah,
dog.
man. Yeah, them kind of wine there when they are wine and them say, breather.
Wine, brother.
Yo.
And I never said that girl after that.
No.
No, that's not.
You not even get, you have her face, you didn't see her, you get to know her name.
Me just see her face, and we just lock. We have a dance, and it was like a moment in history where all the fireworks just go off. The best.
And then that was it.
Maybe that's why I'm a romanticize it. So
That is why, yeah, because maybe if you get more, you might not like it, but with the time where you get it, perfect. And the song did perfect. And the moment, perfect. Yeah, man.
And honorable mention also, I didn't write that one down. Egyptian Olio.
Y'all know I feel you.
Yeah.
The original.
The
Not the Spanish version.
Not the-
Una vaina loca. No, not really.
That tune there, bro.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
So to be honest, like I could go on and on with this list.
Yeah, you know.
Cause I didn't
Honestly.
even put the neighbors know my name.
Hey.
Bro, you see what I tell
Yeah,
that?
dog.
The
You can't-
tunes are these tunes.
Never
Like,
ending.
and you notice we don't put one tune no matter.
No. For real, I don't have a modern. It's true, we don't have a modern song.
Them tunes are just different, bro. Them old tunes are just hit different.
Yeah, man. You feel the love in them song. Yeah, man.
Yes, and if you had any of these songs to your playlist and you pollinate and you pollinate, remember to name the baby after me or Neil. You will know the song that made the baby because you will feel it. You will feel it. I don't want you to name them trash songs or Shane Ward or Jeremy or Jay. David.
David.
Alright, people.
You have anything to say to them before we leave?
You know what? September. Thank you guys for the support so far. Always big up yourself and keep working on yourself and building. No one is perfect.
True.
And life is a journey. All that mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, And do you be yourself. And that's it. Guys.
Don't do
Thank
you with these songs though.
No. We are out. Yaadman Podcast are the one. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast.
Subscribe now. We out.